Good evening, everyone. I am Vlad. That is Pepsi Center Ice, and this is the Burgundy Rainbow pregame show for Tuesday, February 6, 2018. The Colorado Avalanche in a rare appearance at home. Welcome back, the San Jose Sharks, for a return match. The last of the home matchups between the San Jose Sharks on home ice this season, and one of the few occasions that the Avalanche will be in Denver to play during the month of February. Coming up on the Burgundy Rainbow pregame show, we will recap the Avalanche's recent six-game road trip. We will preview tonight's contest against the, again, visiting San Jose Sharks. We'll take a look at standings and other action from around the Central Division and the NHL tonight, plus a lot more that we can try to get in for the next 16 minutes before warm-ups end. The San Jose Sharks are now skating out onto the ice, and the Colorado Avalanche are now stepping out onto the ice on the far end of the rink. And just keeping an eye to see who's coming out on the ice right now. For those of you that may be taking the over-under on whether Mikko Rantanen is going to be a game-time decision, I can tell you right now, he is not skating. So it appears that the game-time decision is that Mikko Rantanen will not be in the lineup tonight. So for those of you that were crossing your fingers hoping for a appearance from the Finnish Miracle Maker, I hate to be the one to dash your hopes, but there you have it. Mikko Rantanen is not taking pregame warm-ups and most likely will not be in the lineup for tonight's contest. So, for those of you that may be wondering, there's not much to wonder because everybody's probably been paying attention. A lot of things have happened in the last few days for the Avs, some good, some not so good. The good news is the Avalanche have finished up their season-long six-game road trip. The not so good news is the Avs went 2-4 on that trip, winning in overtime in Edmonton and in regulation in Toronto, losing in overtime to Vancouver, and the rest of the losses were in regulation. To add insult to, well, no pun intended, injury, in the Vancouver game, Nathan MacKinnon, fresh off his second All-Star game appearance, suffered an injury and will be out for approximately 2 to 4 weeks. So that was actually the prognosis given last week, so using deductive math, we'll call it another 1 to 3 weeks. And as I mentioned earlier, there is no Mikko Rantanen on the ice tonight, so it appears that he hurt himself in either Winnipeg or possibly in Edmonton, but no Mikko Rantanen tonight. So that's the not so good news. The good news is that Tyson Barrie and Semyon Varlamov are now back in the lineup. So the Avs get some much needed reinforcements along the blue line, and you got to hand it to Jonathan Bernier, third star of the month for the month of January, who performed very, very admirably in Varlamov's absence. So once Varley can work off some of the rust after being out of action for a while, and giving Bernier a few starts here and there so he can stay fresh, goaltending should be all right. Of course, it was well in hand with Jonathan Bernier riding that nice 10-game win streak that the Avs were on, which made them the darlings of the NHL, unless you live in Las Vegas. And if you do, then, well, the local team there has been dominating the headlines, and for admittedly good reason. The Avalanche did not release the lineup. Excuse me. The Avalanche did not release the lineup tonight, so lineups will most likely resemble something along the lines of what we saw last game. Of course, the notable exception being Mikko Rantanen. No Nathan McKinnon, of course. So we might see a lineup with Landeskog and Kerfoot as the top line, and possibly spin the wheel and pick a winger. Maybe it'll be Colin Wilson. Maybe it'll be Nail Yakupov. Maybe it'll be somebody else. Who knows? It might be Matt Nieto. One thing's for certain, it will absolutely be a surprise. So let's take a quick look around the Central Division and the standings in the NHL. Leading the Central Division as of this moment are the Nashville Predators. 32 wins, 12 losses, 7 overtime losses. I'm sorry, 7... Oh, is that losses? I think it is. Anyhow, record of 32, 12, and 7, 71 points. Right behind them, by virtue of games played, are the Winnipeg Jets. Record of 31, 13, and 9. Also 71 points, but since they have played 2 more games, they are in second place. The Jets are facing the Arizona Coyotes tonight, and from what I can tell thus far, the Jets have a 2-1 lead on the Coyotes at this moment. We will do a score recap coming up in a couple of moments. In third place behind the Winnipeg Jets, with 54 games played, are the St. Louis Blues with a record of 32, 19, and 3, 67 points. Right behind them are the Dallas Stars, also 54 games played, 31, 19, and 4, 66 points. Right behind them are the Minnesota Wild, 52 games played, 28, 19, and 5, and 61 points. Right behind them are the Colorado Avalanche, 51 games played with a record of 28, 19, and 4, 60 points. And bringing up the rear are the Chicago Blackhawks with a record of 24, 20, and 8, 56 points with 52 games played. We have quite a lot of action happening around the league tonight. As I mentioned earlier, the Winnipeg Jets and the Arizona Coyotes are already in action. The Jets do have a 2-1 lead. That game is about halfway through the first period. In other action around the league, the Pittsburgh Penguins have a 3-2 lead over the Vegas Golden Knights. That game is in the closing moments of the second period. The Buffalo Sabres and the Anaheim Ducks are tied at 1 goal apiece. That game is also in the second period. The Philadelphia Flyers and the Carolina Hurricanes are tied at 1 goal apiece. That game is in the second intermission. The Washington Capitals lead the Columbus Blue Jackets by a score of 2-1. That game is also in the second intermission. The Ottawa Senators have a 3-1 lead over the New Jersey Devils. That game is in the first intermission. The Detroit Red Wings have a 1-0 lead over the Boston Bruins. That game is in the second period. The Florida Panthers currently have a 1-0 lead over the Vancouver Canucks. That game is also in the second period. In St. Louis, the Blues and Wild are tied at 1 goal apiece. That game is in the first period. The Calgary Flames are in Chicago to face the Blackhawks. That game will be starting momentarily. And of course, we have the Sharks here to face the Avs. That game is coming up in just about half an hour from right now. We have quite a few San Jose Sharks fans in attendance tonight down by the glass. The Sharks are wrapping up a 5-game road trip right now. For those of you that may remember, the last time that the Sharks were here, the Avalanche raced out to a 4-0 lead. And the Sharks came storming back to pull within 1 goal, and Matt Nieto ended up giving the Avalanche an insurance goal in the closing minutes of the third period to give the Avalanche a 5-3 victory during that 10-game win streak. I have a very happy kid on that Jumbotron there. Caught him in mid-shoe. Moving right along. Excuse me. Moving right along. For those of you that have not yet done so, feel free to head over to burgundyrainbow.com and partake in the Burgundy Rainbow Game-Winning Goal Challenge. This has been a staple of the Burgundy Rainbow community. Prior to every Avalanche game, there is a series of 3 questions that are posed to the Burgundy Rainbow community. Put forth your best guesses, and you can win a color of your choosing on the Burgundy Rainbow Discord, and move up in the Burgundy Rainbow Game-Winning Goal Challenge standings. Tonight's questions are as follows. Who will get the game-winning goal? My answer for tonight's contest was Carl Soderberg. I believe he will be the one to get the game-winning goal tonight. Second question, how many total assists will be scored in this game? I decided to go with an odd number, and I picked number 7. So total of 7 assists in tonight's game. And question number 3, how many total goals will the Senators score against the Devils tonight? I took a conservative guess, and I said 2. And of course, I am very wrong because, as I mentioned just moments earlier, the Senators had a 3-1 lead in their game against the New Jersey Devils. So my guess is going to be very, very wrong. For those of you that would like to participate, head over to burgundyrainbow.com, go to the current GDT thread, which also has the Game-Winning Goal Challenge questions, and submit your guesses there. You have just a little less than half an hour to do that. And while you're over at burgundyrainbow.com, if you feel like supporting the work that we do for your fellow Colorado Avalanche needs, feel free to support us. We have plenty of cool things that you can buy in our merchandise store, such as, well, you can't really see those, but such as these items here. Burgundy Rainbow socks. Of course, who doesn't like cupcakes? And of course, you can also pick up this neat little Burgundy Rainbow hoodie. So if you like the kind of work that we do and you want to get some cool swag like fancy schmancy socks or a nice little hoodie, head over to burgundyrainbow.com, go to our merch page, and buy to your heart's content. You'll want to be the cool kid on the block that has an awesome pair of cupcake socks, because they are totally rockin'. We have just over 2 minutes left to go here in warm-ups. Most of the Avalanche have headed off the ice. Both goalies are back in the locker room. Skaters remaining: Colin Wilson, Mr. Tomato Dominic Toninato, Tyson Berry, Gabe Landeskog, JT Comfer, and Nail Yakupov are the lone skaters remaining for the Avs. Most of the Sharks are still skating down here, closer to me. After tonight's contest, the Avalanche will head back on the road for a few more games. Their first road contest after tonight will be a rematch against the St. Louis Blues coming up on Thursday night. With the Avs having games in hand against opponents in the division, they'll definitely want to make use of getting back on the road with a bit of momentum here against the San Jose Sharks, and heading into an arena where they've had some difficulties of late to perform. But definitely can't overlook San Jose. Can't look ahead to St. Louis. Got to take care of business tonight. And we're winding down here. JT Comfer and Tyson Jost are the final skaters left on the ice. And that is going to just about wrap it up for the Burgundy Rainbow pregame show. I'd like to thank all of you for watching here on YouTube. I definitely appreciate it. For more conversation on tonight's Avalanche game, head over to burgundyrainbow.com, join the Burgundy Rainbow Discord, and head to the GDT server. That's going to do it for me. Chris Tierney and I believe that's, Tomas Hertl are the last Sharks heading off the ice. I am Vlad. This has been the Burgundy Rainbow pregame show. I will be back with the postgame show at the conclusion of tonight's contest. So until then, thank you for watching, and let's go Avs.